Here is 10 minutes of useless Super Smash Flash 2 fun facts, trivia, glitches, whatever this is. Inspired by these videos on screen, we're going to be doing it for Super Smash Flash 2. So, start the timer. Starting with Black Mage, and this is his down taunt. Pretty funky, huh? But it comes with a cool little Easter egg. Here's what happens if you grab the metal box before you do the taunt. As you can see, it plays a metal version of the Final Fantasy VII victory theme. Speaking of Black Mage, here's some useless tech. Pick Tower of Salvation and go on one of these side platforms that move up and down. While the platform is moving upwards, use your grounded up special, and congratulations, you did not teleport. I have no idea why this is a thing, but it's a pretty cool glitch, and probably useless. Next, let's talk Kirby, specifically his down special. Much like the official games, he turns into a rock. But there are some cool, unique variations. First of all, you have a 1% chance when you use your down special to get the Majora Mask Moon, which is the exact same as the normal rock, but it plays the Skull Kid laugh, so there you go. You also have a 0.99 chance, which is basically 1% chance, of getting a Landmaster, which is actually much cooler than the Majora Mask Moon, because you can move around during the Landmaster, and it has a hitbox. However, the most rare and unique one is the Golden Kirby statue, with a whopping 0.01% chance of appearing, which is roughly 1 in 10,000. Now, let's talk taunts. Pichu is the only character in Super Smash Flash to have 4 unique taunts: a neutral taunt, side taunt, and both a down and up taunt. While Lloyd, on the other hand, is the only character who only has 1 taunt for all directions. Unless you count Giga Bowser, who I guess also only has 1 taunt. Tails, however, is the only character who has an indefinitely long taunt. By performing his downwards taunt and holding the button, he just keeps playing the game forever. Almost every character in SF2 has exactly 1 victory pose for when they win a match that appears every time they win. That is, with 2 exceptions. Naruto actually has 2 different victory animations, his normal thumbs up, and then also his Sage Mode transformation, while Game & Watch is the only character with 3 unique animations for winning. He has his bell ring, his hopping in the air, and the one where he trips on the ground. However, there are some characters who, while they have only 1 victory animation, have different victory lines depending on unique circumstances. For example, Simon Belmont normally exclaims,
"Game's winner is...
That is the power of a Belmont!"
But if you win the match against another Simon, he instead says,
Game's winner is...
One Simon Belmont is enough for this world.
Similar to Simon, Ryu also has 2 additional victory quotes. In normal circumstances, he says,
Game's winner is...
Was a good fight.
Ryu.
Against another Ryu, he'll say,
Game's winner is...
I can't let myself get in the way of what I must do.
And when fighting against Mega Man, he says,
Game's winner is...
Talk about nostalgia.
Ryu.
which is a reference to Marvel vs. Capcom fighting games. Next, let's talk 3DS, one of the most unique stages in Super Smash Flash, since every time you select it on the stage select screen, you get a randomly chosen 3DS color to fight on, ranging from red, blue, green, all sorts of colors. The Aqua Blue 3DS has the highest odds of a roughly about 20%, then comes the Flame Red and Cosmo Black with about roughly 15% each, and then after that is the Cobalt Blue, Pearl Pink, Ice White, and Midnight Purple, all with about 12% chance of being chosen. However, there are actually 3 more colors that are even rarer and much less known. The unreleased Orange and Green 3DSs both have a 1 of 400 or 0.25% chance of being chosen. And lastly is the Yellow 3DS. Didn't know there was one? That's because it has a 0% chance of being chosen. That's right, you can't get it randomly. However, you can still play on it. If you change your in-game tag before the match to Referin, the name of one of the developers of the game, you will always get the yellow version, since that's his favorite color. This trick also works for both red and orange by changing your tag to Elvis Ditto for red and Jamal for orange 3DS. But that's enough of 3DS, here's another useless fun fact. Wario's congratulations screen for completing classic mode is actually a reference to Subspace Emissary. As you can see, it's a reference to when Wario attacked Pokemon Coliseum with the trophy gun. Speaking of congratulations screens, this is what the placeholder one looks like for characters who don't already have one set. It's pretty random, to say the least. If you'd like to see another placeholder, if you use the trophy stand on either Giga Bowser or Wario Man, they will turn into the placeholder question mark trophy instead of a cool Giga Bowser or Wario Man trophy, sadly. On Krazoa Palace with Hazards on, the speed the fan pushes you at is actually very dependent on your fall speed, which means if you're too heavy, you'll still fall in the fan. But if you're too light, the fan can actually blow you upwards and kill you on characters like Jigglypuff and Kirby. It's definitely worth note that Peach specifically has almost the exact falling speed needed to cancel out the fan's push, but not quite. As you can see, she still ever so slightly falls. Speaking of fall speeds, what is the fastest you can fall in SSF2? Well, from my testing at least, it is Falco, Heavy Mode, Mega Mode, Metal Mode, and Fast Falling. It's pretty fast, huh? But if you wanted to go slower, you'd have to go Jigglypuff, Light Mode, and Small Mode, which is not nearly as exciting to watch, to be honest. She's just kind of floating. Let's get real fast. I'm talking faster than the moving floor on Sand Ocean. Yes, you can actually outrun the moving floor on Sand Ocean with two characters, Captain Falcon and Sonic. But you also need the Super Mushroom, because by default you still can't even outrun it. While testing this, I found out the Super Mushroom can actually be used on Giga Bowser to create Giga Bowser. Or if you wanted to, you could use the Poison Mushroom and make Mini Giga Bowser, if you don't like to have fun. While playing online, if you pick Goku, no matter what your username is on the HUD down here in the bottom, once you activate Kaioken, the username is changed to all capital letters, and stays that way for the rest of the match. If you pick Kirby, or I guess Meta Knight, and spawn an Ice Flower, throw it into the air and up throw your opponent into said flower, congratulations, you have created a Kirby rocket. And now you are also very, very high above the blast zone. On Target Test Stage 3, the pinball themed one, if you fully charge a Black Mage down smash, the Ice Wave will never get past the conveyor belt. It'll get stuck on there forever. This is interesting because it actually never goes away, which means you can keep stacking down smashes, well, until the game crashes. Next, pick a character with a long turnaround animation, like Wario, Rayman, or Donkey Kong. Then, hold both right and left at the same time, sorry controller users, and then press the walk button. Then, while it's doing the turnaround animation, press it again and hold the walk button. Hopefully, if you got the timing right, you get the infinite turnaround animation as shown on screen. It's completely useless, but pretty cool. And while we're on the topic of glitches, here is easily the weirdest glitch I've ever seen. It's the Yoshi Sprite Flip, which flips your sprite on your moves. It is the craziest glitch, and it's also very easy to do. All you need is for Yoshi to simply up throw you as any character, and you need to DI away. If you do it correctly, your next attack will be flipped, which lets you do these crazy like invisible hitboxes. It's one of the wackest glitches I've ever seen in SSF2. I have no idea why it exists, but it does allow you to finally moonwalk in SSF2, which is pretty badass. I would even say this is possibly not useless, just very situational, you know? And since we're on the topic of somewhat useful tricks, here's a cool trick with Goku. You can actually activate his Kaioken using certain stage hazards, such as the balloon on Smashville, which passes by even with hazards off, the little lanterns on Hidden Leaf Village. You can actually do it on these drawers on Desk, as well as plenty of other examples like, Peach's castle has little buttons, plenty of other niche examples which are cool ways to activate Kaioken if you can't hit your opponent. On home run contests, it's actually possible to get distance on the record without even leaving the starting platform. This is because the first 2 feet on the distance are actually still part of the platform you start on. So you can just push the sandbag to the edge and you'll still get at least some distance. Have you ever wanted to jump into lava? No? Well, if you ever do on Bowser's Castle, you normally get sent right back up. But if you're invincible with either a star or invincibility from dying, you can actually just go straight through the lava. Other characters can do it with their up specials like Zelda or Sheik, or if you time an air dodge perfectly, you can just ST through the lava. And before we finish this video, it's only fair I show off some useless Bandana Dee tech. I call this one the Bowler Copter, because I've never seen anyone do it, and I wanted to name something after myself. So if you already found it, too bad, it's the Bowler Copter. Basically, if you up B with Bandana Dee and you're at the exact pixel perfect height with a platform, and then move into the platform as you're at that height, you'll just slide across the top while in your up B. And I guess also it's a way to do an infinite up B. You never end up stopping. It is basically useless, but if you do it, you're pretty cool. And the last thing in this video is not really a super uncommon or not really known thing, but I would say it's fairly useless. You can actually cancel Marth's Final Smash. So you won't SC with it if you cancel it, which is useful to me because I didn't know that, and I SC with Marth's Final Smash all the time. So it's a thought it'd be worth noting. But yeah, that's 10 minutes of useless information about SSF2. If you're not already subscribed, it helps a lot for the channel, and also you get some sick SSF2 content. And yeah, thank you for watching.